Okay, got an epic match against the one and only Cman. So after waiting for me to finish writing a paper and for Wi-Fi to connect us, away we go. Lead off with Beat because I want to get some paralysis support and whatnot, but he sends out Cloyster, so I don't want it setting up toxic spikes. I didn't bring Grenade Man or anyone to rapid spin those away, so I kind of want this thing to die, and so I'm going to hit it with an air slash to get it down there and flinch it, which I do, thankfully, and that did a lot. So I don't know, maybe he doesn't run HP or special defense or anything like that on his, because that did a ton of damage to a fairly tough Pokemon like Cloyster. And there's the V for victory sign, because it's a pretty good start. I haven't taken any damage, so here in comes Gengar, which I think I can probably take whatever it throws at me, and then T-Wave it and then Roost off. If it Hypnosis, fine. But he decides he's going to go ahead and get a critical Thunderbolt, so that made my tears flow like twin waterfalls there. So now I'm going to bring in Skullman to threaten a 2-hit KO with Shadow Sneak. However, I'm going to expect a switch and go for the Will-O-Wisp, but he doesn't buy it and goes straight for the Shadow Ball, which puts me down in an uncomfortable range. So get the Gengar burn, which doesn't really help me that much. So now I'm guessing he's probably going to go ahead and try to finish me off with the Shadow Ball. So I'll get a free switch over to Medi to do something. And decided I was going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball regardless of what came in. And Swampert came in, so good thing I didn't go for the Charge Beam. And at this point I wasn't sure what kind of Swampert this was. Cman's got some pretty unique dudes. And went to Tengaman hoping to get it on an Earthquake, but his Swampert's built to handle those kind of things, and I get in on a Muddy Water, which drops my accuracy because this guy doesn't have Keen Eye, and this is going to be the last battle he's in. So anyway, I got off the Toxic, which was what I wanted. Got 2-hit KO'd by the Muddy Water, but oh well, I got the Swampert poison, so that was cool. I send out Bass just to threaten him off with a Grass Attack, but of course I'm not going to go through with the Grass Attack, but he goes over to Skarmory, who's going to resist anything I throw at it with Bass, so that's not going to help me at all. So fortunately I happen to know that this is another very special Skarmory that I can't see anyone else using, but he goes ahead and he throws a Toxic my way, probably expecting me to switch, and so I bring in Medi. Now I know Medi can eventually win this fight, so let's see. Yeah, I went ahead and went for the Aromatherapy first in case something else wanted to come in, but I knew that eventually I'd be able to beat Skarmory with Medi and Charge Beam, and I just decided to stay in, see what it was going to do to me, and I just went for the Muddy Water, which did nothing pretty much, and I went ahead and soft boiled in case he hit me with some kind of hard physical attack. But so I'm pretty much content to stay in here and just stall him out as the Toxic slowly kills him. So I go for the Shadow Ball, and Toxic wrecks him, so it looks like Toxic will finish him off now. Thought about using soft boiled, but I thought he might switch out, so I went for the Charge Beam, and unfortunately he did Endeavor, so that hurt a lot. Knocks me down to what, 61, which is terrible HP on Blissey. So I get the KO on Swampert, get back over 100, which is still in the red. But so things are not looking good for Medi, because I need Medi to win, basically. So Gallade comes in. I'm not going to stay in here and take whatever it wants to throw at me. Went over to Skullman to try to dodge a close combat, but later find out that he doesn't run close combat on his. So I live a Psycho Cut, and I want to try to get some damage with Shadow Sneak. However, his Shadow Sneaks as well. So I guess living that Psycho Cut with 2 HP didn't help that much. So now I'm going to go over to Bass to try to do something. And could have just went for the Leaf Blade, but I think I decided I'm just going to go for the Night Slash now and try to get a critical if the Skarmory comes back in. So he's going to take Gallade back out and puts Skarmory back in, who's resists that one nicely too. So you know, the drill here, it's going to be back to Medi, because don't really have any other decent special attackers. So yeah, there's the Mud Slap, and the objective here was to get Medi back up to a usable amount. I happen to know that he's not running a Drill Peck or any kind of direct powerful physical attack like that. It's just Mud Slap and his only physical attack is Fly, so that would have given me some free time. And fortunately, I'm able to get Medi back up into green. Green is good. So I would like to try to catch Crossblade Gallade coming back in on a Shadow Ball since it's weak to it. But at the same time, I'm still trying to fend off Talon now, and trying to get back up to a decent amount of health and non-poisoning status. So poison's kind of wrecking me now. I need to go ahead and clear it off with aromatherapy, which I do. And now I'm still down to about half, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a soft-boiled here. But he takes advantage of that free turn, and is going to get the chance to go over to Gallade now. So this is ungood. Don't want to stay in here. I still don't know if it has close combat. All I've seen is Psycho Cut and Shadow Sneak, so that doesn't help me out too much. So I will go over to Bass to try to take him out with something. So he bulks up now, so that's definitely non-standard. I think maybe Drain Punch is his last move. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I go for a Leaf Blade, and with a Choice Band, I get it down below half, but he bulks up again. And I wasn't that afraid of him switching out back to Scarm, because it would erase the bulk up. But I Leaf Blade again, and surprisingly, yeah, awesome, it KOs. So that just must have been like minimum damage on the first one, I guess. So that was the best thing Bass has done in quite a while. Couldn't believe that actually KO'd without a critical hit. So now the Skarmory comes back in, so of course I'm going to switch out. And I'm going to switch out back to the only thing I've got left that can beat it, which I think was the only thing on my team I had that could beat the thing, because I didn't bring Starman. And that's going to be Medi. So now we're going to start a... This seriously lasted about 20 or 25 minutes of Bliss versus Scarm. And so I've got it sped up now to 12 times speed to spare you guys having to watch every last turn. But so I'm just gonna, instead of trying to narrate turn by turn, which would be utterly futile and boring as all heck, I'm just gonna talk about the general strategy here. So Medi's got Charge Beam, and of course Skarmory's weak to electric, so I know that eventually, especially with me getting a special attack boost every time I use Charge Beam, eventually Medi's gonna come out on top. The problem is that this we've got a non-standard Scarm and a non-standard Bliss, so this is pretty cool. So, but he's packing the Mud Slap, and so that's cutting my accuracy and making the Charge Beams miss. So Charge Beam doesn't have that much PP, it's just 16 with the PP max. So the big question here is going to be, can I take him out before my Charge Beams run out? And so there's a lot of stuff going on here with when do I waste Charge Beams while he flies, and eventually I get down low enough that I'm only going to use Charge Beam on the turn that he's going to come down from his fly. And fortunately his fly isn't doing that much to me, less than half. So fairly confident with I can soft-boiled aromatherapy. Starting to run out of aromatherapies, but finally I get the Charge Beam and it finally knocks him out, which I think at that point would have killed him at full health. So that took a while, but thank goodness I came out, because if I had lost that, then that was pretty much the game. I didn't have anything else that could beat Scarm. So Medi's accuracy was down. I didn't want to stay in against Gengar, and went over to Bass, who survived a Focus Blast since he was at full HP, and Night Slash went ahead and killed the Gengar. So last Pokemon is a Lantern, so feeling pretty good now, because I can switch Bass out and use a Leaf Blade if I want to, but I go ahead and go over to Tomahawk Man to get some damage on it first. So he gets a crit Ice Beam on me as I come in, and Tomahawk Man decides to return the favor with a critical Night Slash, and then he Hydro Pumps, which doesn't even kill me, so I XD'd, and I'm able to finish it off with the Night Slash. So that was an amazing game, and looking forward to a lot more. See you guys later. Later days.